Hello students, I am Kuleshan Rodeka from Jignasa Educational. I welcome you to our non-commercial educational channel. Today I will discuss the additional questions and answers from the lesson A Letter to God, authored by J.L. Fuentes. This lesson is included in the English textbook prepared by CBSE. This textbook also is adopted by various state boards, including SEBA in Assam and other state boards also. Let's discuss the additional questions and answers included to be included in the question papers in the class 10 final examination. Let's start. The first question is, who is the author of the story A Letter to God? The author of the story A Letter to God is J.L. Fuentes. We know the story is written by J.L. Fuentes. Therefore, we write that the author of the story is A Letter to God is J.L. Fuentes. Where was Lencho's house situated? This question was included in the HSLC 2016. Lencho's house was situated on the crest of a low hill. It was situated on the top of a low hill. That you can also write Lencho's house was situated on the top of a low hill on the crest of a low hill. How many houses were there in the valley where Lencho lived? How many houses were there in the valley where Lencho lived? There were only one house in the entire valley where Lencho lived. Actually, it should be there was. It should be there was only one house in the entire valley where Lencho lived. What was peculiar about Lencho's house? There is a particular thing, there is a peculiarity in the house of Lencho. We know that it was the only house in the entire valley. Is it not a peculiar thing? That's why we should write the peculiar about Lencho's house was that it was the only house in the entire valley, and it was also situated on the crest of a low hill. What could one see sitting on the hilltop? Or the question may be this type also. What could one see from the height of Lencho's house? That means Lencho's house was situated on the top of the hill. So we can ask the question like, what could one see sitting on the hilltop? Or we may also ask the question in the following way, that what could see one from the height of Lencho's house? The answer will be same. One could see the river and the field of ripe corn from the height of Lencho's house. Or one could see the river and field of ripe corn sitting on the hilltop. We can write in both ways. That means the first one is the answer of the second question, second type, when the question is second type, and the second one is the answer of the first type of question. Now come to question number 6. What did Lencho's cornfield promise? Lencho's cornfield promised a good harvest. What was the only thing that the earth needed? The only thing that the earth needed was a downpour, or at least a shower. What did Lencho do throughout the morning? Why did he do so? Throughout the morning, Lencho had done nothing but saw the sky towards the northeast. He did so to know if there was a possibility of rain or not. We know that Lencho was looking at the sky expecting a rain, because his cornfield needed rain. So throughout the morning, the answer will be that throughout the morning Lencho had done nothing but saw the sky towards the northeast. He did so in order to or to know if there was a possibility of rain or not. Question number 9. To what direction did Lencho see throughout the morning? Throughout the morning, Lencho saw the sky towards the northeast. Let's come to question number 10. Now we are going to get some water woman. Who said this? Who is the woman referred to here? Why does the speaker say that they were going to get some water? The answer of the first question will be, who said this? Lencho said this. Who is the woman referred to here? The woman referred to here is Lencho's wife. Third question is, why does the speaker say that they were going to get some water? Lencho noticed huge mountains of clouds toward the northeast. So, the speaker, Lencho, said that they were going to get some water. Having seen the clouds in the northeast, Lencho was sure that it was going to rain. That's why he predicted that they are going to get some water. What did the woman, Lencho's wife, reply when Lencho told that they were going to get some water? When Lencho told that they were going to get some water, the woman, that means Lencho's wife, replied, "Yes, God's willing." She replied that God was willing and therefore they will get some water. What were the older boys doing when Lencho's wife was preparing supper? Or what were the older boys doing while Lencho was looking at the sky expecting rain? The older boys were working in the field when Lencho's wife was preparing supper. Or the older boys were working in the field when Lencho was looking at the sky expecting rain. Or the older boys were working in the field when Lencho was looking at the sky expecting rain. Question number 14. What were the smaller boys doing when their mother was preparing supper? Or the question may be like this. What were the smaller boys doing when Lencho was looking at the sky expecting rain? The smaller boys were playing near the house when their mother was preparing supper. Or the question is of the second type. Next, then the answer will be, the smaller boys were playing near the house when Lencho was looking at the sky expecting rain. Question number 15. Why did Lencho's wife call her boys? Lencho's wife called her boys for dinner. She has already prepared dinner for them and that's why he called them to come for dinner. What did Lencho predict? Lencho predicted that big drops of rain were going to fall and they were going to get some water. Lencho predicted that they were going to get some water as big drops of rain were going to fall. Question number 17. What happened when Lencho and the members of his family were taking meal? When Lencho and the members of his family were taking meal, big drops of rain began to fall. As Lencho expected, big drops of rain began to fall. When did big drops of rain begin to fall? Answer. Big drops of rain began to fall when Lencho and the members of his family were taking meal. Question number 19. From what direction did the huge mountains of clouds approach? That means you have to say from what direction the clouds was nearing Lencho's village, Lencho's house, the valley in which Lencho lived. Huge mountains of clouds, answer will be huge mountains of clouds approached from the northeast direction. It was coming from the northeast direction. It was coming near to the valley of Lencho from the northeast direction. How was the rain just before? How was the year just before the rain? Just before the rain, the air was fresh and sweet. It was fresh and sweet. The air was. Just before the answer will be that just before the rain, the air was fresh and sweet. Why did Lencho go out while it was raining? While it was raining, Lencho went out to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. He wanted to take the sensation of falling rain on his body. That's why he went out while it was raining. The answer will be while it was raining, Lencho went out to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. What did Lencho exclaim after returning home, feeling the rain on his body? After returning home, feeling the rain on his body, Lencho exclaimed that those were not raindrops falling from the sky. They were new coins. The big drops were 10 cent pieces and little ones were 5s. When the rain fell on his body, Lencho exclaimed with wonder. That actually exclaimed with joy that they were going to get some rainwater, which will help his cornfield, and he would get more coins by selling the corns. He will get more coins, new coins. So he compared the big drops to 10 cent pieces. It would help much to grow his cornfield, and little ones also they would also contribute by supplying water to the crops. So he wrote that the little ones were 5s. That means although they are little ones, but they can also contribute in increasing the production of his cornfield. So answer will be after returning home, feeling the rain on his body, Lencho exclaimed that those were not raindrops falling from the sky. They were new coins. The big drops were 10 cent pieces, and little ones were 5s. To what things did Lencho compare the raindrops? Lencho compared the raindrops to new coins. He compared the big drops to 10 cent pieces and the new ones to 5s. To what things did Lencho compare the big drops of rain? Lencho compared the big drops of rain to 10 cent pieces. Mark the use of preposition after compare. When the comparison is made through unlike things, unlike substances, then we use compare to. To what things did Lencho compare the big drops of rain? Lencho compared the big drops of rain to 10 cent pieces. To what things did Lencho compare the little drops of rain? Lencho compared the little drops of rain to 5 cent pieces. How did Lencho feel when the rain started to fall on his body? When the rain drops started to fall on his body, Lencho felt satisfied. He was highly satisfied when he saw rain falling, because this would help his cornfield. the falling of rain, as his cornfield needed water. So as soon as the rain started to fall, Lencho felt satisfied because it would help his cornfield and it would give him more coins, more corns, more production. How did rain change suddenly? At first the rain was not terrible one, it was moderate one. You can write also this sentence. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. Thus the rain changed. That means at the beginning the rain was not very strong, it was a moderate one. What happened? Suddenly a strong wind began to blow along with the rain. Very large hailstones also began to fall. Thus the rain changed. What did the boys do when the hailstones started to fall? When the hailstones started to fall, the boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. For here, frozen pearls means the hailstones are referred to as frozen pearls. Repeat the sentence. When the hailstones started to fall, the boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. That means the hailstones. Here is a quotation. Ran out to collect the frozen pearls. What are the frozen pearls referred to here? The frozen pearls referred to here are the hailstones. Question number 30. It's really getting bad now. Who said this? What was the it referred to here? Why did he say so? The answer will be 1. Lencho said this. Who said this? Lencho said this. What was it referred to here? By it, the speaker refers to rain. That means the it referred to here is rain. Why did he say so? The speaker said so because very large hailstones began to fall with the rain. He feared that the hailstone would ruin or destroy his cornfield. That's why he said so. Here is a quotation. I hope it passes quickly. Who said this? Lencho said this. Number 2 question. Second question is, what is it referred to here? Here it refers to hailstones. Why did he hope that it would pass quickly? Lencho feared that the hailstones would completely damage his cornfield. I will repeat the answer. Lencho feared that the hailstones would completely damage or ruin his crops in the cornfield. So he hoped that it would pass quickly. Fearing that the hailstones would destroy his cornfield, Lencho hoped that it should pass quickly. For how long did the hail rain on Lencho's cornfield? The hail rained on Lencho's cornfield for an hour. Where did the hail rain? Question number 33. Where did the hail rain? The hail rained on Lencho's house, the garden, the cornfield, the hillside, and on the entire valley. Actually, the rain hailed on the entire valley where Lencho lived in. Actually, it is the art of speaking something. He repeated the words. Actually, whole things, the garden, Lencho's house, the cornfield, hillside, all are included in the valley where Lencho lived in. But he repeated to emphasize the intensity of rain. That's why he repeated. The hail rained on Lencho's house, the garden, the cornfield, the hillside, and on the entire valley. Why did it appear as if the cornfield were covered with salt? The hailstones covered the whole of Lencho's cornfield. It turned white with the color of the hailstones, so it appeared as if The field were covered with salt. The color of salt is white. The color of hailstone is also white. As the hailstones covered the whole field of Lenkos, it looked like a covering of salt. So the speaker said, the writer said that the field was as if looked white, as if it were covered with salt. How did the hail affect the trees? The hail totally destroyed the trees. Not a leaf remained on them. The flowers were also gone from the plants. How did the hail affect Lenko's cornfield? I repeat the question. How did hail affect the trees? The hail totally destroyed the trees. Not a leaf remained on them. The flowers were also gone from the plants. How did the hail affect Lenko's cornfield? Or what happened to Lenko's field after the hailstorm? This question was set in the question paper of HSLC exam in 2015. The hailstone totally destroyed or ruined Lenko's cornfield. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The flowers were gone from the plants. That means the plants became leafless as the hailstone totally destroyed the trees. What did Lenko tell his sons standing in the middle of the field after the hail had ruined his cornfield? It is not Lenkos, it should be Lenko. I have corrected. Repeat the question. What did Lenko tell his sons standing in the middle of the field after the hail had ruined his cornfield? Standing in the middle of the cornfield after the hail had ruined it, Lenko told his sons that a plague of locusts would have left more than that, but the hail had left nothing. Therefore, they would have no corn that year. Question number 38. It begins with it is about a quotation. We'll go hungry this year. Who is the we referred to here? The second question is, why would they have to go hungry that year? Lenko and the members of his family are the we referred to here. The hailstone had totally, that is the first question, answer of the first question. The second question is, the answer of the second question is, the hailstone had totally destroyed the crops that year, and therefore they would go hungry. 39 question number. All our works for nothing. Whose work is referred to here? Why did the speaker say so? The work done by Lenko and his sons in their cornfield is referred to here. Here, the work means that Lenko and his children, his sons, did a lot of work in the cornfield to get a good harvest, but the rain had destroyed the cornfield. Since it was totally destroyed, therefore their work has gone in vain. So he said that the work done by Lenko, we'll write the answer. The work done by Lenko and his sons in their cornfield is referred to here. Why did the speaker say so? The answer one is, the work done by Lenko and his sons in their cornfield is referred to here. The answer of the second question will be, the hailstorm had totally ruined Lenko's cornfield. It had left nothing on the trees. That's why he said so. What did Lenko hope for? Lenko hoped for a rain for his cornfield. He also hoped that the hailstorm would pass quickly when he saw it became violent. At first, Lenko hoped that he hoped for a rain for his cornfield, as his cornfield badly needed some water. But what happened? When the rain turned violent and going to destroy his cornfield, ruin his cornfield, then Lenko hoped that the rain would pass quickly. So his hope is for two things. One is also negative ones, first on the positive one. What were Lencho's feeling when the hail stopped? When the rain stopped, when the hail stopped, Lencho could see that his cornfield was totally destroyed. His soul was filled with sadness. He was very sorry to see his field destroyed by hailstorm. Standing in the middle of his cornfield, he emotionally said to his sons that a plague of locusts would have left more than that. He hoped that he passed the night sorrowfully. He was very sorrow and passed the night very, very sorrowfully. What, according to Lencho, do God's eyes see? According to Lencho, God's eyes see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. That means God's eyes see everything. What was in the thinking of the man? What was in the mind of the man? According to Lencho, as he had been taught by someone else, that God sees everything, including what was inside the mind of the man, in the man's conscience. What did Lencho? That means nothing could be hidden from the eyes of God. What did Lencho think all through the night? All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, which is the help of God. All through the nothing, he thought nothing, but thought only one thing, that is the help of the God. He would get help from God. He has a good expectation of having help from God, as his faith in God was very, very strong, very, very deep. Who was an ox of a man? Lencho was an ox of a man. Why was Lencho called an ox of a man? Lencho worked hard in his cornfield like an ox, like an animal. He worked hard like an animal, like an ox. So he was called an ox of a man. I repeat the answer. Lencho worked hard in his cornfield like an ox, so he was called an ox of a man. Students, we are coming in the next part from the question number 6 and to 46 and onwards. There is possibility of so many questions, more than 100 questions in this chapter. So we'll discuss all of them, all possible questions from the chapters. With a hope to meet you in our next videos. Goodbye. Thank you for listening our videos. Thank you for watching our videos. We hope you would keep on watching these videos. Please share and subscribe our channel. Please share the videos for the welfare of the students, and also don't forget to subscribe it. Thank you very much.